Bull.Nl have just dropped their September launch today, so let's review 4 of the darts and I'll give you my first opinions on them. It is not only darts, however, they've also dropped some brand new dart cases. Let's review them and I'll give you my first opinions. Let's go. Right then, okay then, so before we have a look at the darts, I thought we should have a look at the case, this Bulls Morph case. Now I actually think, from the outskirts, these look cool, man. I love the actual, like, almost bubble effect on the case itself. Now, obviously, there's been a very big case that has just recently come out from a big old company, so it'll be interesting to see whether or not this is up to standard. I mean, off the bat, I mean, it is a stunning looking case. I really like the look of this case. What's the space like on the inside? Yeah, 2 sets of darts as well that you can hold in there. And look at all the space. Oh my goodness me. I'll tell you what, that is a very, very nice case. Anyway, let's get on to the first set of darts. And here we have the Bronzo True. Now, these darts, if I remember correctly, have a very unique barrel to them. Now, obviously, the flights have come out in travel, which it happens quite a lot, which is a bit annoying, but out come the flights, hopefully. There's the flights, and have a look at the barrels on those. We'll get into more detail when we throw them, but what a unique barrel. Look at the uniqueness on that barrel. Let's get these built, and we'll throw my first 9 darts with them. So this is what the final dart looks like, the standard build for those darts. Okay, I'm still very intrigued by how the grip and also the style of the barrel is going to fly. I normally prefer shorter stems, but we're doing it as generic as we can, all right? These are my first darts of the day as well. We're throwing 3 at the treble 20, 3 at the treble 19, and then 3 at the bullseye. Let's see how they fly. Oh, wow. Okay, not bad, not bad. Now, I'm going to expect it with these darts just because of the longer stems. My darts will go in quite flat, okay? And I definitely believe shorter stems would make them fly with a much higher... I like my darts to stand up more, let's put it that way. But they actually fly really nicely. And what's very, very nice is if you can see with how I grip the dart, if I can try and find a way of showing you, each of the sections of the dart is where my fingers sit. So it's a really good dart for reference point throwing. If you're a reference point thrower and you grab a dart and you have that reference point on the grip, these are very, very good for that because of the different types of grip on it. These are very, 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 very nice for that. Right, 3 at the treble 19, here we go. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, we've got 1 out of the 3. We've got 1 out of the 3. They also come with the Bulls standard 30mm points, which I also think is a very, very good thing that they do. Okay, they were like the first big company to go from 26 standard to 30mm standard, and I think that's a very, very good thing. Companies are starting to follow now how Bulls do it, which I think is very, very clever. What I like so far, I've thrown 6 darts, and all of them have gone in at the exact same angle. It means there's consistency with how they're flying in the air, and that is exactly what you're looking for in a dart. Can we pin the bullseye with the last 3? And I'll give you my final verdict on the Trues. Oh, that's such a bad last dart. My opinion on these bad boys is I actually think they are a very, very nice dart. I really like the unique barrel on it. I think the little scallop in the middle is very, very nice. Personally, I'd have shorter stems on them. But as a dart, I'll give that a nice 8 out of 10 for looks, for grip, and how it performs. Gotta take it. Here we have the Bronzo Flux. Now, it's similar to the other Bronzo dart, where the barrels are so unique on them. Now, there are the flights as well. But once again, I'll go into more detail when we actually throw the darts. But, I mean, that is such a unique barrel. I mean, look at the design on it. It's beautiful. Let's throw the first 9 darts and we'll see if they fly as nicely as they look. So this is what the Fluxes look like, and once again, something I will say about the Bronzo barrel is just how stunning it is. These are now the second ones out of the Bronzo range, and they are just beautiful. The difference between the Trues and the Fluxes is where the scallop is. The scallop in this one is obviously at the top of the dart, which should suit me more because it should then make the bottom of the barrel heavier, which should make it then sit up nicer in the board. So let's have a look. First 3 darts at the treble 20. Come on. Not bad. They are literally the first 3 darts I've thrown with them. I'll take 2 out of 3 in the 20s. One thing I will definitely say already, just throwing 3 darts, is how much of a difference the angle on the dart is going into the board, and that is exactly because of what I said, with the bottom being a lot more heavy, which makes it stand up, which I like a lot. Let's see if we go on to the treble 19s in the same style. Oh, that's a terrible last dart. But once again, one thing I will say is, even with me throwing a bad dart, they're still all going in at the same angle. And that's something you have to look at when you're throwing a dart. You want to make sure that all of the darts are going in at the same angle. If they're going in all over different angles, different ways, then you know that there's a problem with the dart you're throwing. But they have thrown so far purely, that's 6 darts, and I have to admit, these are feeling nicer than the Trues for me personally, because I'm more, I would say, of a rear gripper. Right, 3 at the bullseye, come on. Where the hell has that gone? Urgh! They weren't great at the ball, I must admit, but that was just me throwing poorly. But these are, once again, an absolutely stunning dart. Like, just the look of them. Like, I'm very much, you know, someone who likes it to look nice. I want my dart to look nice. I actually prefer it to look nice rather than it throw nice, if I'm being brutally honest, right? And these are a very, very nice dart. I'm looking forward to getting these on my displays. I think they're stunning. For me, they are better than the last dart I threw, so I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I did like these a lot. Here we have the Chaos Blue. Now, I can't actually remember what the barrel shape of this one was. Now, in the Chaos's range, I think there are 5 different darts that all have different colors matched to them. Hence why, on these ones, we have the blue flights. Now, let's get these barrels out, and I'll give you my first thoughts on the barrels. And once again, it's a much simpler barrel compared to the Bronzos. But once again, very, very nice design. Slightly torpedoed, which I'm going to enjoy. So yeah, let's see what the first 9 darts are saying with these bad boys. And here is the finished look of the Chaos Blues. Now, something I didn't notice when I was unboxing them is these actually have metal stems, which is different from the Bronzos. It's a very, I don't know, more standard like barrel shape and color and ring grip, but it does look very, very nice and very stylish. So let's see how these fly. These are slightly torpedoed as well, which suit what I normally like. So we'll see how this goes. Not bad, not bad. Now, I tell you what, I'm not surprised. The actual barrel itself, you know, isn't sort of standout-ish. It's not wowifying. I've probably made that word up. It sounds good as the Bronzos, but it flies very true. But I do think it's interesting, though, how they've called it Chaos, yet it's a very standard barrel. Good barrel, but standard barrel, you know. I like the 2 different variants in the ring grip. I mean, it's a good, once again, it's a good like focus point if you are a focus point thrower. Yeah, let's see what it's like on the 19s. Now, out of all of the 3 barrel shapes that I've used so far, this is the barrel shape that I like the most, okay? This is a torpedo-shaped barrel. You can see as it's sort of skinnier at the top and then kind of gets bigger and wider at the bottom. It reminds me very much of a style of like a Luke Humphreys-esque dart, and I do like throwing Luke Humphreys darts. I mean, they fly very, very true in the air. Like I said, the titanium points, or sorry, the titanium stems is interesting. Once again, I think it's just a little bit long. I would like a shorter, but we're doing it natural. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with the dart. There's nothing wrong with the dart at all. I don't know the prices of the darts. I've not been told how much they are. My personal opinion would be that the Chaoses will be the cheaper out of the two. I reckon the Bronzos will be more expensive, but we'll find out. I probably will know when this video comes out, but I didn't know as of recording, you know. Right, anyway, 3 at the bullseye. Oh, that's high. Oh, hello. Oh, I should have used that dart. There we are, guys. The first 9 darts with the Chaos Blues. I really like them, okay? Now, like I said earlier on, I think I said it in was it the Fluxes? I like my darts to look quite stylish, okay? I like them to stand out. I like them to have that sort of wow factor. I don't get them with these barrels, but they are very, very good at what they're aiming to do, and that is to probably be a very steady dart. Very nice dart. It's a stylish dart. I like the fact they've got a brand called Chaos, and I like the fact that in the Chaos brand, they've got loads of colours that are different variants of the barrel. I'm going to give these a solid 7 out of 10. And last but not least, we have the Chaos Pinks. Now, there would have been a reason why I said, could I have the pink ones? I can't actually remember why. It must be something to do with the barrel shape, but let's have a look. There are the flights, as we said before. Pink to match the actual name of the dart itself. And I do remember now why I chose the pink, because I actually thought the barrel shape on these were very similar to a few players' darts that I really, really like. It's got a tiny little scallop in the middle. Very simple ring grip, but let's see how these compare to the other ones thrown. And here they are then, fully made, the Chaos Pinks. Now straight away you can see how different these are from the Blues. So the Blues were a torpedo shaped barrel. These are a slight scalloped dart. Okay, you can see it's got a couple of humps in it, right at the bottom and then right in the middle. Also with these are in a 24 gram. Okay, all of the other darts that I've thrown are in 25s. So let's see if these make a difference. I normally like heavier darts, okay? My normal set of darts, I throw a 32 grams. I know, heavy, but we'll see how these go. Now, I would definitely say that these, comparing it to the Blues, are, I would say, a grippier dart, okay? They are definitely more grippy than the Blues. I think it's got more of an aggressive ring gripped sort of style on it. Not as in aggressive as in more protruding of the grips, just they're slightly closer together, which then as it's then going through your fingers as on the release, you can feel it grinding away on it a bit more. I can definitely feel that they're lighter. Do I like the design of this barrel as much as the Blues? Personally not. But if you like a scalloped dart, there is nothing wrong with those. Let's go down to the 19s. Oh, it's so unlucky though, isn't it? I'd say they're very similar, very, very similar to the way that they fly in the air, probably because of the titanium shafts that are the same in the Blues. I do struggle to throw with longer stems, okay? But I can see, even just from throwing 6 darts with these, that these fly true. True, 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 true. Bullseye. Very good standard dart, you know what I mean? You can't go wrong with that, as it's just halfway gone out my hands. But out of the bunch, I would say these are my least favourite, but they're still going to get a solid 6.5 out of 10. Thank you to Bulls.NL for the amazing delivery, and I tell you what an incredible September drop that is. That's only a few of them. I suggest having a look on the Bulls.NL website to see all the other variants of the darts. And let me know in the comments below if you're going to get any, and if so, what is your favourite out of the bunch? Guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like, make sure you put a comment, and make sure you subscribe, because there's going to be more content like this coming up in the future. See you later.